This episode is brought to you by Cathy's Cookies. Find them on Facebook and on Instagram at cathyscookies.cebu. Thanks again to Cocolicious VCO for also sponsoring this episode. Check them out on Facebook at CocoliciousPH, on Instagram at Cocolicious_PH, and on their official website at cocolicious.ph. Hello and welcome to Trenta, 30-something conversations with 30-somethings and the 30-something else. It's no secret that a lot of solid friendships are built when one is in high school or college or shortly after, and it gets a bit more challenging to, make new friends when one is in his or her mid to late 20s. Usually at this age, people already have their own circle of friends. And as lawyers, we enter the workforce quite late. So I consider myself lucky to have found a barkada in my first job ever some 5 years ago. We're actually 9 in the barkada, but I have invited 3 of them over tonight to talk about making friends in your mid to late 20s. So please welcome JJ, May, and Sophie. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, what up? Okay, so we can start. Can we start with, I'll ask you for your ASL, if you don't mind. Anyone can start?
Okay, go May.
Sige. Hi, I'm May. I'm 32 and I'm from Makati. Makati City, Philippines.
All right.
Hi, everyone. My name is JJ. I'm also 32 years old from San Juan City, Philippines.
Hi guys, I'm Sophie. I'm 31 years old and I'm from Binondo, Manila.
All right. Represent.
Chinese represent.
Thanks so much for giving your ASLs. So I wanted to start by asking you what your first impressions were of each other. What our first impressions of each other were. So who wants to start? Or sige, pwede I can start para to get the ball rolling. So I remember kasi on my first day of work, I was with a hiring partner and then he called in one of my batchmates daw. So that was JJ. And then, as in we weren't friends nung law school, di ba, Jay? We only said like, hi, hello. Like, familiar face lang. And then I remember, first day pa lang rin, as in, kinuha niya yung lipstick ko. Tapos hiniram, she brushed it on her lips. Like, oh, okay, I think magko-close kami nito. And then si Beshi May, I don't exactly remember kailan tayo naging friends talaga. But I think it was in one of those, mga what do you call this? Mga sessions in the chair ni JJ.
Yeah.
Yung mga lunch rin natin na everyday natin ginagawa. We eat outside for lunch, ganon. And then, si Beshi May funny naman talaga. So, paano ka hindi makaka-vibe with her, di ba? And then si Shops naman, Shops was, I remember yung first day mo, you were in the library and then I saw you. Tapos nag-hi lang ako. And then parang, okay, chill pala to. So like, nakichika na lang rin ako with you. So yun. What about you? What about Jay? Sige, let's start.
Paige. Well, kanina you said na, yes, it's true. We were not friends talaga during law school. We were, I think Paige was in Block A, tama ba?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in Block B. But we were batchmates. But I know of her because I know siya yung parating kumakanta. And very artsy. But I wouldn't consider Paige my friend nung law school kasi parang you're usually just close to your block or your org mates. I wasn't org mates with Paige in anything. So, but I know of her. And then sa where we work, yeah, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to name the place where we work 5 years ago. Um, so the managing partner of the firm called us into his room, and then I met her there, but we already knew of each other. And then, yeah, I have a thing for lipsticks kasi. And si Paige, ka-vibe ko siya sa lipstick. We like him dark. So, I guess, icebreaker talaga yung hiniram ko na lang yung lipstick niya. And then I tried it on. And then after that, we're still friends. Ano ba? X years after.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how many years after, but yeah. And then si May naman, we actually entered like around the same time dun sa place where we work. And May came from a different school.
Yes.
Yeah, but same kami ng college, but law school different. And then we were placed by the firm in a parang bullpen. Kasi yeah, we were new, we didn't have our own offices yet. So I think that really helped because parang we didn't know. It was our first job after law school, fresh grad pa talaga. So, and we all know that the things you learn in law school very, very different from what you do in a firm. So pareho kaming headless chicken. So mystery loves company. So eventually we got close because we learned things together. We made mistakes together. We yeah, so pareho kami ng learning curve, I think. Hindi namin siya ka-batchmate. She joined the firm later than I think the rest of us. So, but she's actually a batch higher
Yeah.
than all of us. So siya nang experienced sa amin. She actually came from another firm prior. Kami nila Paige and May, we went to the firm as under bars, fresh grad, ganyan. So si Sophie, I don't know how, I'm not sure how we got close, but I think
Feeling ko kasi same floor tayo.
yeah, same floor, and I think we had this one big project. And
Yeah,
then
our favorite project.
our favorite project, which was really stressful and sobrang tight yung timeline. And then grabe yung pressure to deliver whatever output was needed then. And minsan hindi namin nagagawa nila Sophie, so pareho kaming pinapagalitan. So again, misery loves company.
Truth.
Ikaw, Beshi May.
Oh, ako, sige, start kay JJ. Yeah, correct. I got placed sa isang room, separate tables, but same room. And then, I distinctly remember one of those first few mornings ko sa office. So, nauna ako doon kasi bibo pa ako. 9 a.m. nandun na ako. And then, JJ came in, super excited niya. Tapos sabi niya sa akin, narinig mo na ba tong song na to? And then, niya talaga, sorry JJ, hindi ko ma-recognize from your voice talaga.
AKA Sintonado.
AKA hindi ko ma-recognize yung bagong song na yun from her. And then from there, I mean, that's it when you're in the same room with the marami kayong pagdadaanan. You see each other work, then you take breaks, short breaks together. Yun. So doon kami naging close ni JJ. And then Paige, I think it's one of those welcome to the team lunch. Welcome to the barkada lunch. Yeah, I remember in-invite ka namin, and then nasa baba, medyo malayo yung room mo eh. So yeah, first few days hindi ka pa umiikot ng office, but Yeah, one of those launches, yeah, I think doon nag-start. And then, okay naman. I mean, tawa. Nothing negative naman with anyone. And then si Sophie, uh, wala kasi siyang charger nung first day of work niya. And Sophie is my room neighbor. So, yeah. And then we really got to bond when we arranged the summer outing, right? First summer outing. So we were
Ay, oo.
team, yeah. Yung Bohol outing. So dun kami na-stress. First first major project.
First major.
Shops?
Yeah, ako, I think si Paige, I met you when you were in law school, but I don't think you remember. I think classmate kita in one of those electives.
Oo.
Tapos, I borrowed your, I think, laptop charger.
Talaga?
For some reason, you didn't ask for it back. Tapos parang ako, siguro ano siya, no? Very chill person. So ako, okay, sige. Tapos, when I transferred to the law office where we work, so nandun ka, ikot-ikot ka palagi. Eh, di ba December na ako pumasok? So kayo mga, like a few months ahead. Tapos parang December yun, di ba? Tapos ikaw, you decided to buy gifts, I think, for your friends. Tapos for some reason, binibigyan niya ako ng Christmas gift. Sabi ko, she's very nice, no? Sabi ko, okay to. Oo, sabi ko,
Nabibili yan si Sophie.
Hindi, I think na-touch lang ako. Kasi sabi ko, like, it's something very simple. Pero sabi ko, wow, ba't naman ito? Si JJ. Si JJ, hindi kita na-meet nung law school, I think. Pero since same floor tayo, tapos malapit yung rooms. Tapos like, kayo, in-invite nyo naman din ako, like, mag-lunch, ganyan. Tapos si JJ, ano rin siya eh, like very energetic and strong personality. So parang, okay, lagi siyang masaya in this very stressful environment. So parang ako, this helps. Tapos si May, well, ayun, siya nga yung first day neighbor ko, na wala na naman akong charger. So, sabi ko, hindi, for some reason, nakalimutan ko kasi everyday may dala talaga ako. So, sabi ko, ba yan, today ko pa nakalimutan. So, punta ako kay May. Tapos siya naman, okay. Tapos, December yun, di ba Binibining Pilipinas yung kay Pia Wurtzbach?
Oo.
Kasi nanonood ako ng Binibining Pilipinas. Tapos siya nasa room, nanonood din. Tapos very updated. Nanalo na. Ano una natalo pa? Natalo. Tapos sad.
Nanalo ulit.
Nanalo. Nag-celebrate kami together kahit hindi pa kami masyadong magkakilala.
I think nung nanalo na siya na for sure, hindi ko na napigilan. Pinuntahan ko na siya sa kabilang room.
Aww. Love it. And Beshi Me, di ba you shared this HBR article on friendships in the workplace? And to quote, it said na, it's clear that work friendships are worthwhile. People who say they care about having friends at work drops from 54% among baby boomers to 41% na lang among millennials. Because there are some people naman talaga who just, go to work for work and don't bother socializing with others. Do you remember how we became a barkada? Was it a conscious effort or was it organic?
I think it's more of an organic development lang ng relationships natin with each other. Not really a conscious effort. But I think it helped na we were identified as one batch in the firm. So we know who our peers were, and then being in the same batch, wala tayong sense of competition with each other, really, and wala ding sense of sino yung mas senior or sino yung mas junior. We're all on the same level, and that parang mas naging vulnerable kumbaga with our questions, like if we find it hard working on something, walang inhibition to ask anyone from our batch. And then I think it grew from there, yung friendship, na everyone was really open to help each other. Doon talaga nag-start. And you don't feel judged. Like, for example, there's a simple thing, like looking back, very simple, hindi mo alam gawin. But when we ask like for example, when I was in the same room as JJ, I just asked her, nagawa mo na ba to? Ganyan. Without feeling judged na, ay, ba't hindi mo alam yan? And so, I think yun yung start point ng naging deeper friendship with each other natin sa firm.
What about you, Shobs? Do you remember?
Sorry?
Do you remember?
Wala ako. I think it's mostly because same tayo ng circumstances, like same yung pinagdadaanan. So, and then sometimes I think we all stay late in the office. So, kung sino yung kasama mo most of the time.
True.
And then, since minsan same yung mga problems nyo, you can talk to the other person and they can relate to you. Kasi minsan, di ba yung problems mo in the office, you can talk to other people about it.
Yeah.
Kasi hindi naman sila makarelate. Pero since with you guys, wala namang sense, walang judgment eh. It's different kasi, I think mapapansin mo naman kung same wavelength kayo with the other people, tapos walang judgment sa'yo, mas mag-open up ka to those people around you.
True. And I think it was mentioned also by JJ kanina na misery loves company. Do you think that's why we clicked, Jay?
Not 100% because we met each other, wala pang projects, bago pa lahat. And then I always felt, for me, I always felt comfortable with you guys. I really believe na friendships are not forced.
Yeah.
I think that's also why we've remained friends for how many years, even if we all resigned and we're all in different places now, we're still friends. We still have our yearly Christmas dinner.
Wow.
Umuwi pa si Paige yan from Cebu just to attend. So, yeah. So I do not think, yes, I did mention a misery loves company, but I don't think that's a complete picture because I think even if we have very, very different personalities, but at the end of the day, we're very comfortable with each other. Same vibe, same wavelength, kahit na iba-ibang opinions, iba-ibang beliefs, values, ganyan. I think we just have a common thread with one another. That's why we're still friends X years after we resigned from the same workplace. Because I know of a lot of people na after they resign, they don't keep in touch with their colleagues. And there's nothing wrong naman with that, but I'm very grateful that we still keep in touch.
What about you, Beshi? What do you think were the other factors that contributed to our barkada clicking, so to speak?
Sorry, sino?
Anyone sa inyo.
Oh,
Gosh, Shobs left the conversation. Sige, go, Beshi, while we wait for Shobs.
I think because after we were introduced to each other, we actually like hanging out outside of the office. I mean, we planned our trips, and even if during firm trips, we have our own thing that we plan as a group, and yeah. So I think that was a big contribution that even if we're not in the office, we actually hang out. We try to, and we like hanging out with each other.
Just so you know, we really like traveling. I think that's a common denominator for everyone. I
Mhm.
think we visited Paige's hometown in Cebu. We went to Sinulog.
Yeah.
True,
And
yes.
then, yes, we also went to Korea.
Yeah.
Yeah, because our firm kasi, they usually sponsor like local and a foreign trip. So that helped also. But aside from that, we really went ahead and booked our own tickets kahit hindi sponsored ng firm. That's how much we like hanging out with each other.
And sabay-sabay pa mag-leave, di ba? Pasimpleng,
Sabay-sabay mag-leave, pinagalitan din kami lahat.
oh,
Surprise. Surprise, sabay-sabay pala nag-leave. Hindi lang sabay-sabay nag-file. Okay, sorry.
What about you, Shobs? What do you think was common in our personalities na we clicked? Is it parang palaban tayo, do you think? Or ano, ano pa?
I think aside from that, hindi naman palaban. Like, you just stand up for what is right. I think aside from that, medyo same wavelength din yung mga tao. And same humor, I think. Kasi
Yes.
feeling ko factor yun eh. Yung kasi mamaya nag-joke si May, tapos di naman tayo natawa. Pero for some reason,
Kawawa
pag nag-joke siya, lahat tayo tawang-tawa eh. So I think it's more of same humor, same wavelength, tapos I think same morals din yung mga tao.
That's right. Kasi I would the person that comes to mind is Diana. Eh, di ba si Diana naman, she's our parang baby. She's the quiet one, pero super quiet worker. Pero she got along really well with us, di ba? And it was the first ata barkada trip for her abroad na pinayagan siya. And even the Cebu
Yes.
trip, di ba? Parang
Just so you know, just to give context to Diana, she's very shy, very mahinhin. Kaya when I say different personalities talaga. Pero we still click.
yeah.
It's a spectrum.
Parang
Diana's
reminiscent.
the youngest, no?
Of personality.
What naman was your fondest memory during our time there in our former workplace? But rin memories, kasi marami naman talaga, I'm sure.
I think one of those sa top of the list is our Korea trip.
Mhm.
Although Sophie wasn't there.
Ay, wala.
She was there in spirit.
Spirit.
I think that one, the Korea trip, but office-related memory, I think one of those until 4 a.m. sessions. Yes, because even if nasa office ka na for 24 hours, few hours na lang papasok na ulit yung partner. You're still there, but you don't really feel the stress that much because you like working with the people you're there with.
So true.
And yeah, and we got each other's backs pag mga ganyan. That's why you don't feel na it's something to be mad about the firm, but you're given the circumstances, you're okay with being there and just finish the work.
True. And even before naging uso yung lockdown, nila-lockdown na tayo.
Oh, yun, lockdown.
Oh my God.
Siya pala
We
yung
were really
nagpasimula.
locked down in our room until we finish it. Para kaming bata.
Lahat ng lockdown session kasama ako.
True.
And Paige, right?
Si May suki yan sa lockdown eh.
Yeah. What about you, Jay? Your fondest memory?
Similar kay May, I will group it sa outside and inside the office. So outside the office, I really like the beach trips. Yung kahit
Oh, yeah.
kahit firm sponsored siya, we always found a way to make it our trip, our own trip. So
Paragliding together, or was it parasailing?
yeah, we went
Yeah.
parasailing,
Wow.
paragliding, yung sa Boracay, yeah. And then, kasi hindi naman tipid yung firm sa hotel. So, we were able to go to nice resorts and we had nice rooms. So, usually mag-visit lang kami sa isang room, tas lasing na. And then, kasi we have firm dinners, but after that, you're free to go elsewhere. So, I really enjoyed that. Also, of course, yung Hong Kong and Korea trip natin. Because, iba talaga when you travel together. You bond, whether you like it or not. And so far naman, wala pa naman nag-aaway during the trip. So, we really like spending time with each other. And then, sa office memory naman, well, I remember the times when, because our office is beside a bar. So I remember the
Oh
when I
my
say
God.
office memories, is because, yeah, we would drink in that bar and then go back to the office and then dun na umiikot-ikot mga tao sa office. When I say ikot-ikot, like literally ikot-ikot talaga, like roll over the floor, ganyan. So,
Yan.
mga best memories yan. May isa dito yung gumagawa niyan, pero kawawa naman kasi recorded to. So, hindi ko na sasabihin kung sino. Pero nandito to sa apat.
Trivia.
I wonder.
What about you, Shoms? Your fondest memory?
For me, I think yung mga the local trips. Lalo na yung Boracay. Kasi I think that was the one na complete tayo. Almost everyone, yeah, I think was there. So I think yung Boracay, especially. Kasi I think dun tayo nakabond. Aside from the firm dinner na required, the rest of the time you can go on your own and do your own things. So masaya naman. And I think mga random trips, like going to La Union,
Yeah,
out of the blue.
super
mga
last
ganun.
minute yun, di ba?
Yeah, tapos sobrang,
I think Tagaytay.
super
Yeah, we went there.
spontaneous.
Tagaytay, yeah. The Tagaytay na hindi Christmas, di ba?
Yung mga spontaneous trips natin. And then, I think inside the office, it's when, siguro like kahit when you stay there late night, may mga kasama mo, gusto mong kasama. So kahit pa paano, you don't feel as bad. And then, parang you're able to change the circumstances into something good. Into something positive. Kasi
To
gusto
be
mo
honest, I
kasama
think
mo.
I lasted that long because of you guys.
Ay, ako din.
Same.
Same.
Naalala ko lang.
Kasi just to give context, the place where we worked before, hindi na bago yung may umaalis after a week or after a month.
After a day.
After a day, meron din ganon. So, I consider myself very, very, very blessed na I lasted for 3.5 years
Yeah, in
because
fairness
of
to
these
you.
people.
In fairness to you nga. Naalala ko lang that random Tagaytay trip. Tapos we used pa as an excuse, birthday ng mom mo, di ba? Grabe talaga all the reasons we come up with para lang maawa yung mga boss natin na para, okay, they'll excuse our absence or like our leaving the office early. Grabe talaga.
Early meaning 7 o'clock p.m. ha?
Oo. Ay, nako.
Mhm.
So since
Para
we
mag-crossfit.
yun rin, di ba? We did all those stuff, like lahat na lang, CrossFit, lahat na lang ng activities pinapatulan just to be out of the office pero not really, like near the office pero out of the office. Ay, nako. So we've all moved on from that workplace and I wanted to ask, how is that post workplace, post-common workplace life so far? What are the changes in environment and groups of people you meet?
Okay, I'll start.
That's
I currently work now for a food company. So I'm an in-house counsel already. I think very different demographics then because most of my colleagues are married. Some have kids. So you can't really expect them to have a drink with you after or watch a movie with you because syempre they have responsibilities at home. And even though we're the same age, I have a boyfriend, but I'm not married yet. So um, I have more time for myself. So very different. So dun ko talaga nakita na um, there's some people talaga who go to work and then after nun uwi na agad. Ganyan. Kasi I think sa where we worked before, after work, we had the luxury of time to go elsewhere, to do other things. Kasi we're all of us here are not married eh. So, time pa talaga, like, wala namang anak na naghihintay sa atin sa bahay for milk or something. So, very, very different demographics. So, medyo na culture shock din ako. Because of that, because I had to condition my mind na, you know, people have different priorities, etc. ganyan. But I'm not saying naman na I'm not friends with them. It's just that I guess very, very important din sa friendship is if you have the same demographics siguro. Lang.
Me naman, for context, I was the last of the barkada to leave our former workplace. So I saw you all resign, and and I think from there my gradual transition to a situation where I'm no longer in the same workplace as everyone else. So when I transferred, so now I'm with a different firm who that has very different working environment as well. So I think the key difference is our previous firm very particular sa fact that you are in the office. While my current firm right now is very flexible in terms of your working arrangement. Wherever you are, you can actually work as long as you comply. So, yung environment in my current firm is not the same as yung lahat ng associates are inside the office. So the personal interaction is significantly less than how we interacted in our previous firm. Of course, when I transferred, I kind of missed that barkada setting that you can just go to someone else's room and and spend,
Or
2 hours there.
Spend the whole night there.
Not that we do that, him. But of course, it helped that we have our group chat, of course, like that, and we still connect even through chat. And because of the flexible work arrangement, naman a more flexible work arrangement, I'm not, staying at the office that long hours as before.
Bobs?
Parang factor din talaga yung proximity for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. For me, well, I transferred to another firm. Basically, it's the same setup, but I think different yung environment in the sense na I think it's less stressful. Yung in terms of people, I would say it's the same. Na yung mga tao, they go to different rooms and talk to each other. Like, I think yung difference is ang daming tumatambay sa pantry. So, Like, instead of like forming small groups, parang the people try to be friends with almost everyone. But then at the same time, when I came in, I think with you guys kasi when I came in, kahit different batch, yung age natin, magkakalapit din. Parang when I transferred to this new office, yung mga kasabay ko pumasok, they were a bit younger than me. Tapos, konti lang kami. Tapos, the batch after pa, parang ang layo na nung age group nila. So, I think they're nice, tapos mabait naman, pero hindi siguro like same wavelength as before, yung office with you guys.
Basically, like, I looking back, I'm really so blessed to have that group of people sa first experience sa law firm because I napakagandang foundation lang nun as a lawyer, as a person.
Pero ang taas ng expectations natin after, no? When we all resigned, parang, medyo na-shock ako na hindi pala lahat ng workplace ganon. So, but anyway, I'm still very grateful. Oo. Mataas yung expectation ko na, baka I also have a barkada na I can travel with, ganyan-ganyan. Pero ano pala, iba-iba din pala talaga. So, but still, I'm very grateful for the experience sa previous workplace kasi until now, we're still very good friends. Even though we don't talk to each other every day, hindi katulad ng dati. But when we do get in touch, parang nothing changed. I think for me, that's the mark of a real friendship, yung you don't have to try hard. Yung kahit ilang days, weeks, months bago mag-connect, parang kahapon lang kayo nagkita. Parang ganon.
True.
So, hindi siya insecure friendship na kailangan ng maraming watering or like interaction.
Parang mga elementary.
Wala naman yung mga, bakit di mo ako tinext ng blah blah blah. Wala naman.
True. For my final question naman, or as a closing message, what would you tell people, let's say those about to join palang the workforce or maybe in between jobs, transferring to a new job, who are probably scared to make new friends at such medyo late na age, like mid to late 20s? What would you tell them? Wow. Advice column pala, no?
May advice.
Sino ba? Ako, I think very simple lang na to go with the flow. Don't force anything because once you force, like what JJ said earlier, a good and long-lasting friendship doesn't need to be forced nor to be highly maintained.
Watered.
Watered. Just go with the flow because eventually you'll find people with the same wavelength, same experiences, or yung same values as you, and that's where you start forging new friendships. And I don't think it matters when you find those friends, even if you're early 20s, late 20s, because for each stage, I think, ng life mo, you'll find those friends na mahahanap mo, na makaka-relate mo at that stage. And then you'll treasure that moving forward. Oh!
Serious
na kami.
Yeah.
Dear Ate May.
Okay, sumulat po kayo.
Who wants to go next?
For me naman, I will reiterate what I said. Friendships are not forced. Like anything in life, the best things are free. Mga ganyan. So, kasi I don't want naman to recommend na, pilitin mo yung friendship sa group mo, dapat may best friend ka sa work, ganyan. Kasi if you do that sometimes parang meron ding mga toxic relationships, ganyan. So it's very important that you're comfortable with the person. Don't force it kasi usually makakahanap ka rin naman kahit isa dyan if you're in a workplace. But I do note that I do realize that most of us or some of us are working from home, so I guess that's a different challenge now kasi my friendship with these three girls, I think proximity talaga really helped. So now that it's all digital, we don't see each other. Like ako, I go to the office only when I need to. Siguro mga once or twice a month lang yan. I don't know the setup ng ibang tao, but I don't see na rin my colleagues. But before nag-lockdown, close naman kami na. So may foundation na. So I guess mas challenging, but I'm not saying it's impossible for those who are entering siguro a new workplace. Kasi lalo na if work from home, if flexible yung arrangement kasi you don't see each other na. And iba pa rin talaga ang human interaction so sa purely video or digital. But I'm not saying it's impossible. So let's just all pray na things will get back to normal kasi I really believe na physical interaction, proximity plays a very huge part sa friendship kasi I don't know, naniniwala talaga ako sa feel mo ba yung vibe ng tao na yan kung pareho kayo? Same wavelength kayo. Like, you have a drink together, you have a meal together, malalaman mo naman yan through those little things. So, I'm hoping na this pandemic will end soon kasi I know that friendship is very important to anyone. So, yeah.
I think for someone and someone on his first day in the office, and I've had quite a number of first days. I think obviously you're very nervous on your first day. Tapos isipan mo talaga siya, will I be able to make new friends? Pero I think you just have to be open and magugulat ka na it comes naturally. Tapos I think it's an opportunity for you to meet new people. Tapos from different backgrounds pa yung mga tao. So you just have to be open. And I think it's an age na people have established and people respect boundaries din. So easier for you then to connect to other people. So meron naman, I think lahat naman ng first day ko, meron ko namang mahanap na friend.
May isa talaga, di ba?
Oo, all the time.
Isa dyan.
Kaya lang yung itong digital and work from home. Obviously, it's a problem. Yes. Pero, matatapos din naman yung pandemic.
I wish.
Maybe yung next podcast mo, like, sino nag first day of work during the pandemic? Like, ano nangyari? Parang kasi all of us here, nag-pandemic employed, so may established friendship na talaga. So, suggestion lang.
Noted po. Yeah. I'm actually looking for new topics, Rene, so thank you for that suggestion. So, in closing, I would want to share na, diba, as you grow older, you keep close to you fewer but truer friends. And friendships like these are really hard to come by. So again, I count myself extremely #blessed to have you guys and the rest of our barkada as friends, even beyond work. And I hope to continue our Christmas tradition that's been going on for
how many years?
I think 5 years now.
Five
Even
years.
if through Zoom na lang, diba? Ano kaya yung costume?
Of course.
May costume ulit. May costume.
Mask daw. Naka-mask tapos online.
Ay, maganda yan. Maganda yan siya.
Naka-PPE. Full PPE.
shout out to the rest of the barkada who aren't here and who I'll be inviting siguro in other episodes. Inuubos ko na lahat ng friends kong pag-invite dito eh. So thanks again, guys, for your time. I'll just stop recording, but let's chika some more after.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks again to Cocolicious VCO for sponsoring this episode. We're back with Paolo to talk more about Cocolicious VCO. And on this episode, we're going to dive deeper into the consumption and use of virgin coconut oil. Hi, Paolo.
Hey Paige, it's great to be back.
Welcome back. So my first question is it safe to eat coconut oil directly?
Okay, so to review from our previous episode, coconut oil is a food supplement. So you have to remember that means it's not a medicine and it's extracted from fresh coconut milk from fresh coconuts. So it's the same as eating gata or coconut milk. However, you do have to remember that if you are allergic to these, you have to check with a doctor first.
All right. Yeah, that's important to keep in mind. Now, what is the recommended intake of VCO?
Right. So as mentioned in the previous segment, 2 to 3 tablespoons is ideal after a meal. Now, you don't just take VCO orally. You can also apply it topically. So let's say you have dry skin or you want to get rid of a wound maybe or a scab or even some, let's say even pimples. You can apply a bit of it on your face, leave it overnight, and there you go. That's another way to take VCO.
Oh, so it's good for beauty as well,
Yeah.
not just for food or...
Yeah, it's a great foundational ingredient for a lot of cosmetics. So.
I see. Interesting. What about cooking? Is VCO good for cooking and frying?
Yes.
Is it a good substitute for olive oil?
Oh yes. Actually, it's a much better substitute to olive oil, and how much you put really depends on the recipe.
I see. So on this episode, we're also sponsored by Cathy's Cookies. So my question would be, can Cathy's Cookies, can the people behind Cathy's Cookies, or anyone out there everyone's been baking because of the quarantine, right? So can they make cookies and cakes with coconut oil instead of butter or oil?
Yes, coconut oil is a great alternative as it's a fat replacer for baking, cooking, etc. So ideally, you want to use a 1-to-1 ratio for this. So for every 1 teaspoon of butter, use 1 teaspoon of coconut oil. So if you're using 1 tablespoon of butter, use 1 tablespoon of VCO.
Wow, that's like so many uses of VCO in one bottle.
Exactly, and it's amazing. You can do a lot of things with it.
Exciting. All right, so guys, tune in again next week for part 3 of our Q&As with Paolo of the Cocolicious team. Thanks again, Paolo.
Thanks, Paige, and thanks again, everyone. See you next week.